welcome to Horse Racing Today with Trifecta Thursday with the terrific Terry. Hey, Terry, how are you today?
I'm great. And you?
Oh, I'm doing good. We're sort of semi-matching with our number one hat song today.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. We're number one in the program and number one in your handicapping hearts. Isn't that right, Terry?
That's right. Number one was my pick of the day yesterday.
Indeed. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that pick of the day paid $17.40 to win. So, and it really helped me out on my budget because I had bet 20 to win on it. So I collected $174.
Yes.
And unfortunate though, I had 3 of the 4 picks in the pick 4 in that last pick 4, but I didn't have that 9 horse that paid $30 some.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people had that 9.
Yeah,
that's the problem with pick 4s, right? You got to win 4 races. They're difficult to hit. There's no question about that.
Yeah, they really are.
So. I would agree with you on that. Well, today we're going to take our talents South Beach to plagiarize LeBron James when he made the decision. But before we get to that, free track today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet tonight as you're winding down, preparing for the slower weekend. And well, it won't be slow, but Monday be slow. We do have the Delta Downs free track down in the link in the description below for Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There's also a link over there to the mothership, horseracingtoday.net. Make sure you check that out. If you want a fantastic number one hat, so you can be number one as well, hit this HRT gear link right there. And then you'll see over here in the hats. Let's go find a number one hat real quick, Terry. It's in there somewhere, my friends. You just come down here. I think it's on page number 2. Maybe, yeah, there you go. All the hats with the number 1s in them. I think on page number 3. You might be able to find the one I have. I don't know if they make them anymore, to be honest with you, Terry. I haven't seen them in a while being available on here, but you can get the shirt. Yeah, there it is, the HRT hat with the number 1. So you get the red number 1 hat, the red number 1 shirt. When you're at the track, you're going to look like a superstar along with being an incredible handicapper.
That's right.
You just get smarter wearing the Horse Racing Today gear when it comes to horse racing, right? All right. Well, we got to get cooking a little bit today. Got a couple of things to do ourselves. So that's why we started 10 minutes early today. Terry, race number 1, take it away.
All right. It's a 5 furlong race on the turf, and it's for fillies, maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
Pretty basic stuff right there for sure.
Yep.
5 furlongs on the outside of Miami. I think it's in Hallandale, California, Florida. Okay neighborhood. Anyway, early speed does pretty well. 36% of the time they go wire to wire. Post position, the rail is under par. 2 and 3, a little bit of bonus. 4 through 7, 8 out and a penalty. I do have to say though, being down to Gulfstream Park, it is a track you should go visit. When you get to the track, really nice development there. They put up like really nice shops around the track. You get in, you don't have to pay to get in. You walk right into the bull ring. Very nice setup in that respect. So it's a great day, a great afternoon for more than just horse racing. 5 furlongs on the turf, Terry. We talked about the profile of a winner. We also do 1,000 simulations. We want to create our own odds using speed figures. Our goal is to find value by horses' post-time odds greater than our simulated odds. Using those 1,000 simulations, we calculate what percent of the time that horse actually ran in our simulations, a speed figure above par. In this case, par is 83 for this class and level and distance and surface. And we have our calculation for early speed, the percent chance the horse will have the lead at the quarter-mile marker. And then finally, based upon how fast that race is going, how likely it is to mirror winning or the horse's best performances. Terry, take it away.
Yeah, there's 3 and 4 both have the most speed in this race, and they're probably going to go head-to-head to get the quarter pole. The 2 has an overlay of from about 7 to 5 to 6 to 1, and 3 has an overlay of even money to 5 to 1. Par numbers that are the 6 and the 2 are the only 2 that have any par numbers, and the 4 and the 2 have the best C-zone numbers.
Yes, indeed, that 4 long high. It's be the most comfortable in this race. Additionally, we do our pace handicapping, where the horses want to be on the track when they win or run their best races in the case of maidens. You see the 4 horse here, Oolong High, being a loanee, The 3 and the 6, they want to pressure. They're co-pilots. And then the 2, 5, and 7, they want to close. So that race is totally slanted towards the middle back. Should favor the 4 if it can get the lead. That might be a question for him. Beachland Dance and Sickle Dance. It looks like if you dance, you can outrun hay. And then the long speed here coming home, the late pace. You do have the 2, the 5, and the 6 showing up as the fastest of the horses. The 6, Sickle Dance, also scoring well there too. Top total pace horse, Terry, is that 6, Sickle Dance, 4 points clear of Beachland. So 3/4 of a length win. Beachland coming in second, and then the 2 and the 5 battling it out for third. If total pace proves to be the key to the winner's circle, Terry, what do you think is?
Well, this is a wide open race, but I like the 4 as my top pick, Oolong Hay. She has had one race, but was bothered really badly during the race, finishing third in her last race. And then her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Number 6, Sickle Dance. She ran second versus similar on an all-weather track, and she switches to high percentage winning jockey, and she has the highest last speed rating. 5 is my third pick. Up for it, she switches to jockey Junior Alvarado, who's rode her and finished second in the only time that she's raced at Gulfstream Park. And then number 3, Beachland. She's finished in the money in 3 out of 4 career races. Her breeding suggests she'll like the grass as her dam. Has 5 winners from 7 starters, and 2 of those were turf winners, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. I'm going to play a $1 daily double, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the 2, 4, and then I'm going to do a $4 double with the 4, 4.
Ice cold 4-4. Sickle Dance, Terry, is my top choice. And the opener, 2 races after its debut, both showed improvement. And this one has a chance to be up on the lead. Pretty strong chance to also outrun the par. Beachland, the 3 horse, gets the second call for me. It's going to be the first time on grass. Not the best angle for trainer Ralph Nix, but all-weather performance suggests that this horse should do well on the grass, and its resume says it should be better in the second start after a layoff. Number 4, Oolong Hay. This one could be the lone E if it gets to the front. It has a shot to be right there. It does have some decent works prepping for today. And then finally, Mystic Sunrise, El Número 2. All of its race internals were better across the board last time out. And this one should be involved with the field from the beginning to the end. Trifecta 3, 4, 6 over to 3, 6 over to 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 for me. So the only one I left out was the 7. You might just bet the 7 to win. Number 2 in terms of races today, Terry, in a 9-card field, still short, different surface.
Yeah, it's a 5 furlongs. It's on all-weather track. It's purse of $54,000, optional claiming of $20,000. It's for state-bred 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won a race other than maiden claiming or starter, or which have never won 2 races or a claiming race of $20,000.
Quite a few little details there.
Yep.
So switching from turf to all-weather really doesn't change a whole lot. Early speed does do just as well. 35% of the time, they go wire to wire. The biggest difference is in the post positions, the draws. They play mostly fair. There is a very small but noticeable inside to outside bias. So if you're on the inside, you have a little bit of early speed. You probably have a little bit of edge on the over the outside horses. And look, all the speed is in the inside, Terry.
That's right. All of them show some speed, but those inside horses, especially the 2 and the 4, show the best speed numbers. And then as far as overlay, we have 2 with the overlay from 5 to 2 to 10 to 1, which is really nice. And then the 4 goes from about 7 to 5 to 2 to 1. Par numbers, the 6 and the 2 are the only 2 that have any par numbers, and all but the 3 show decent C-zones.
Yeah, the 5 horse, No Name Dude, popping out there is the one that's going to be the most comfortable with the way this race projects. Our race shape here, absolutely perfectly balanced there, Terry. You got 4 to the left, 4 to the right. Everybody should be about where they want to be. Of these, you want to probably look at the speed of the speed, and that belongs to 4. Rolling on. That one's about a length faster than everybody else. We'll have to clear the 1 and the 2, though, to get to that lead. Late speed, 6 horse, Fast Fixer. That's a pretty good spot to be with late speed, Terry, sitting right behind the early pace, maybe a little bit ahead of some of the closers right there. In terms of your total pace, Terry, this race is going to be extremely competitive. Perhaps the only horse that doesn't fit in here is If Not for Luck, the 8. So maybe put an X through that one. Otherwise, everybody else within 7 points, that's a misstep. Spinning the wheels at the gate. Wide open race in race number 2, but you soloed up the 4 in your daily double.
I did. I liked that 4 quite a bit rolling on. He finished in the money in his last 3 starts, running second versus similar in his last race. As a high percentage winning trainer who wins 20% of the sprint races he has an entry in. And number 2, Devil's Only Friend. He has won 2 out of the last 3 starts, finishing third in his last race. And his early speed running style will help his chances. 7 is my third pick, Loyal Louie. Finished third versus similar in his last race and has a decent workout on December 15th. 6 is my long shot Fast Fixer. He has finished in the money in his last 6 races, winning 4 of the starts and won his last race at Gulfstream Park. And I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to single the 4. Then I'm going to use the 1-6 with the 4-5-7 and finish up with a 1-5-10-11.
I have the 4 on top too, Terry. I think that one has a shot to be the pace setter in here. If it can get to the front, especially after running better 2 and 4 furlong pace numbers, got a good shot in the third start after a layoff to be at its peak performance, and does have a sharpen the saw workout in between races. Loyal Louie, the 7 horse in here, a little bit faster fractions last time out, has some really strong late pace. I think could be involved all the way around the track. Number 6, Fast Fixer is your lone EP type in here, Terry. One of 2 horses that has a par plus score. And since switching to the all-weather track, this horse has 6 races, 3 wins, a second, and a third. So I think they found the right surface for Fast Fixer. And then the Devil's Only Friend is getting a 7-pound weight break today. It tends to run well off the bench like today. And finally has a little bit of decent workouts. Nothing spectacular getting prepped for this spot. 4-6-7 over the 1-4-6, over the 4-5, over the 1-6-7. That's my pick 4 in race number 2. So here Melvin has a pick 5 in race number 1. He's going to go with the 4. He's going to single up the 4 in the first leg, Gary. Race number 2, or is the pick 5 start? No, pick 5 starts in race number 1. He's just saying that the heck with the 4 altogether in race number 2. It's going to 1-7. Race 3, the 5-1. Race 4, the 5 and 6. And in race 5, the 2, the 4, and the 8, Terry.
All
Screenshot
right.
that, folks. Keep an eye on that. See if indeed Melvin puts a few pre-holiday dollars in your pocket. We certainly hope you do, Melvin. Race number 3 is next on our stop in sunny, warm Florida. I think I checked the temperature down there. It's going to be like in the upper 70s today.
Wow.
How nice that would be. Yes, indeed. What
All
are we
right.
doing in race 3?
Well, we're stretching out to a mile on this one. It's a $6,250 claiming race with a purse of $19,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 2 races.
Claiming 62.5 during the championship meet down there, eh? It's a Parks race. At a mile, it is a 1-turn mile, which is important to note. You see over here in the Brisnet image that it's a 1-turn mile. Typically, 1-turn miles tend to favor or run a little bit more like sprints than they do routes. 1 mile on the dirt at Gulfstream Park does favor early speed, just like a sprint would. 27% of the time, they go wire to wire. Post positions 1, 2, and 3, they play fair. 4 through 7, a little bit of a discount, but the best place to be is 8 and out. Terry, so in race number 3, 8 and out doesn't matter, but it does look like some speed might matter for the 4.
Yeah, the 4 shows the most speed, and it should really get there first unless it has some kind of trouble. The 1 has a small overlay from about 6-5 to 8-5, and that's about all I see here.
The 4
And
has
the
a little
par-
overlay too.
Yeah, the only par number is a 6, and it's kind of low. And all but the 6 have some kind of a C-zone numbers, with the 4, 5, and 7 having the best.
Yeah, the 4, just to point out, good shot to be on the lead. Going to grow in confidence according to the C-zone on that lead. Won't be running all that fast. A little bit of an overlay in there too. Perhaps something to be said for the Quattro. And looking at the screen right here, Terry, the 4 wants to be on the lead and everybody else wants to play co-pilot. So if the 4 can get out, he has a shot, perhaps at a price, Terry. It looks like he'll be competitive out of the gate, maybe the 6 horse. But sometimes those pressure horses, if they get to the lead, it's not where they want to be. They can fold. Late speed belongs to tap it into your beer. Tap into your beer. Beer. I don't know why. Anyway, I don't know what that means, but does have the most late speed. Probably the only one that's not, but it's really not all that off, is the Ford, the Acamar. Again, this looks to me like shaping up to be a very competitive race. For these 4 horses, a little bit better than everybody else. The 1, the 4, the 5, and the 6, Terry, shot 10, might be what Tom and I do tomorrow. We'll have a little bit more for that for you on our social sites that you see streaming down there below. Make sure you follow us there. Terry, make sure people follow what you do in your picks.
That's right. I like in tapping your bear. The 1 horse, my first pick, he ran second versus similar his last race and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 6, Tuam, I guess that's how you pronounce it, is my second choice. Ran second versus similar in his last race, has the best dirt speed among today's starters. Shot 10, the 7 is my third pick, finished third versus similar in his last race. He's eligible to improve on the second start since his layoff. And the 5, Holiday Fantasy, is my long shot, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 37% of the claiming races he has an entry in. No bet for me in this race.
I feel like Holiday Fantasy should be like the top pick today. No question. I'm going to go with the 4 horse. I'm going to take a little bit of a price, 15-1 shot on top. I mean, the race sets up for him. Should be on the lead. That's where he wants to be. Everybody else is a pressure horse, so I'll take a shot at 15-1. To aim the 6 horse, a little bit quicker fractions last out. This one should be closing at the end of the race and is, as you mentioned, Terry, the only horse with a very small chance to run over par. Tap into your beer, the 1 horse, a very consistent performer, low ceiling, high floor type in terms of its race-to-race efforts. On the dirt at Gulfstream Park has done well, 5 races, just hasn't won any of them, 3 seconds and a third. Sounds to me like a horse that gets around the finish line and starts looking around. Number 5, a Holiday Fantasy, a little cutback in distance is going to help today. Did run what I would call a lowercase Z pattern. Yeah, the early race pace number here, a slight decline in the middle, and then found its second wind as it ran to the finish line. I'm going to do a $1 exacta key box with that long shot, Terry. The 4 over the 1, 5, and 6, and then, of course, the other way around. So hopefully that 4 shows up to the lead, stays on the lead, and brings home a big payday for us on that one.
Okay.
Race 4, Terry, is, well, speaking of 4s, that's what we're going to do next.
All right.
I got to press the right buttons, though. There we go.
Yeah. It's another mile race. It's a maiden claiming race, $12,500 claiming price, first $22,000 for maidens 3-year-olds and upward.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, the profile of a winner at a mile does favor early speed. About a little more than 1 out of 4 go wire to wire. Post positions are mostly fair, 1, 2, 3, a little bit of a discount, 4, 5, 6, 7. Although the best place to be in race number 4 is 8 and out. Once again, only a 6-horse field, so not an issue. Inside speed might have the edge, Terry, and another long shot with a chance to be on the front.
Yeah, the 3 and the 7 could be going to head-to-head. Who knows who's going to get there. There's some other little bit of speed with some others there. No overlays that I see and no par numbers that I see. And then 7 has the best C-zone number.
It's really the only one with a C-zone in there, right? Going to be on the lead and make some contention for you. You got the 5 as your first-time starter, so you don't know what it's going to bring. The 4 and the 6 in their limited careers so far have not been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. The 3 horse looks like it wants to be forward. The 7 wants to kind of sit right behind the leaders, and the 2 wants to close. So let's see how they line up. Well, the 3 should be on the front. The 7 should be where it wants to be. Maybe the 2 horse, a little left arrow action, Terry. A closer with its normal early speed should be right on the tails of the speed types. Late speed coming on home is the 4 horse. So maybe the 4, if you can get off to a decent shot, will finish within 5 lengths of the leader. It looks like today, Terry. In fact, that 4 horse grading out as the top total pace horse, 9 points clear of everybody else. And once you get 9 points clear, that's pretty much a good shot to win.
Yeah, it sounds like it to me. Although I like the 7 as my first pick, Pretty West. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I like the 5 as my second pick. His first time starter, whose dam has 3 winners from 3 starters and has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 33% of the debut maiden races, claiming races. 4, Ginger Snapjack, the one you referred to, is my third pick, has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 2, Honor Gold is my long shot. He has a high percentage winning trainer, and his best start speed is close to the average speed. No bet for me in this race.
I am going to go with the 5 horse, the first time starter. To be honest with you, looking at the other horses in here, I just don't feel like it has a whole lot to beat. Trainer Gregory Vians does win with first time starters at a healthy 15%. The number that you're looking for there is 11% or better, according to James Quinn. And then, of course, Mama makes some winners in here. The only thing that I was like to have seen was a little bit better works. Ginger Snapjack does have that +9 total pace advantage that we saw with the experienced horses. And its half-mile pace numbers were much better than the prior start. And 3 consecutive speed figure increases in a row. Again, Barry Meadows says that angle hits at 15% or more. It's an alpha angle, folks. The West, should be better in the second career start, although it's a mixed bag right there, Terry. And then finally, Nico's having fun. What the hell? This one could be the pace setter in a race that really lacks what I would call real early speed. So if we can get to the front, who knows? Can go wire to wire at another price. I'm going to do an exact the key box to 5 over to 3, 4, 7 and root for it to go 3, 5, Terry.
Okay.
All right, race number 1's about to get cracking. They're loading into the gate. So let's take a look at what the odds makers are saying. They're saying that 6 horse, Terry, Sickle Dance is going to be the post time favorite. It's going to go off at 4 to 5. So really not a lot of value in that one, Terry. Looks like the value, the 4 horse is also 9 to 5. Now that one's, it looks like the 2 and the 3 are where the value are at, Terry. So maybe a nice little 2-3 exacta box, or maybe you could do like a 2-3 over to 2-3, 4, 6, something like that. The 2 horse has broken to the lead. The 6 horse has decided he's had enough of that stuff. The 4 horse, so these guys are really kind of battling out a little bit early here, Terry. So I'd be curious to see what the early fractions look like here. Looks like the 4 horse is on the lead. The 6 horse to the outside there, Terry, and then the 7. They go through the opening quarter. They're heading into the turn right there. The 4 continues to be your pace setter. It looks like the 2 is way back there on its own. The 4 is your pace setter. Opening quarter, 22 and 4. 6 horse sitting on the outside there. Good hold on the 4 horse. The 6 horse is moving up. Jockey's asking, but there's 1 horse that's going to go running right by them all, Terry. The 3 horse just blew right by them all. And then let's see, the 5 horse is coming up right now too. So it's going to go 3, 5, 4, 2. 3, 5, 4, and 2. So you got the double in your 3 right there, Terry.
I do,
Beachland, and the 3 horse went off at 6 to 1. And as we mentioned, there was a value in the 3 and the 2, right?
That's right, yeah. So I'm glad that 3 did that, even though I don't have my biggest double going. That's pretty good.
So you have the 3 horse. This is what was your post time simulation odds favorite, and that's kind of why we do this data. We're looking. So if you're a win better, right, not necessarily doing doubles or exactas, but you could use it in exactas. But if you're a straight win better, you're looking for horses like the 3 horse or the 2 horse in that case, and you could easily construct a Dutch winning bet between the 2 and the 3. Where you have a profit no matter which one wins, as long as one of them wins.
Yep.
Let's see what we saw over here, too, real quick in race number 1. The 3 horse was also your second best in terms of total pace. So a lot of reasons to back the 3 in the opener there, Terry.
It sure was.
Hey, Eon, really? Haha. What is Ortiz doing there? Which one? Irad? Irad always wins wherever he goes.
He was on the 6s. That's why he's asking.
What's he doing there? All right. Yeah. Tough to say. I thought you meant like, what's he doing in Florida? I'm like, well, it's cold in New York, man. What are we on? Race number 6, Terry? Is that what we're going to do next?
Race 5.
Race 5. Okay. Thank you for keeping me in check there, Terry. Race number 5 is on the grass.
Yeah, it is. It's a mile race on the turf, and it's an optional claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, purse 37,000, and it's for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of 25,000 or less, and which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming straight state bred allowance or claiming price of 25,000 for 3-year-olds.
Last race, 6 beat the 3 by over 3 lengths. Yeah, I mean, some improvement. They're young horses too, so it's you just don't know sometimes, right? The horse comes into form, gets the good hay, right? Hey, speaking of our data, Terry, during the holiday break coming up, I'm going to work on putting together some macros in Excel, because we've asked for some programmers who watch the show if they're interested in getting access to the data and helping us out. But unfortunately, I guess no programmers watching the show. So we're going to try to run some macros in Excel to get it so we can do maybe the top tracks, like the Kentucky tracks, the California tracks, the Gulfstream Championship meet, the New York tracks, those tracks, and get them done on a daily basis and put them make them available somewhere. We'll let you know where they'll be available and at what cost. But in any case, it'll be all this data for all these different tracks, and hopefully it'll be something that people can utilize. At a mile on the turf, Terry, what we are looking for are stalkers. Michael Jordan, there can be no other 23, Terry. 23% of the time, they go wire to wire. You have a small discount for post positions 1, 2, and 3. A very small bonus for 4, 5, 6, and 7. And if you wear the 8 or higher, it's fair. So there are no deal makers or deal breakers in terms of post positions. But you do want to be forwardly placed in race number 5, Terry. And let's see. Well, all the speed scratched out. So maybe one of these will be forwardly placed.
Yeah, not much speed in here. The only one that shows a little bit of speed is that 6. And so we'll just go with that. Who knows who's going to be there? 7 has an overlay of from 7
3
to
to
5,
2.
3 to 2, yeah, to 8 to 1, and 8 has an overlay from 5 to 1 to 8 to 1. Par numbers, only the 11 have any par numbers, and it's there's
they all have par.
Yeah,
The 11.
Sorry,
it says that there's no chance for the 11 to run under par.
Yeah, I meant to say all of them do, but look at that 11. 100%. That's pretty high.
I don't think anything's 100%, but hey, 100% of the 1,000 simulations were over the par figure of 79. So 11 should be competitive.
Yeah, well, and look at all the C zone numbers that are pretty high. So that's a nice nice race. So
yeah, the deep field. Our pace is set up for the fifth race, Terry. You see, most of the horses want to be middle back. It could give a tactical advantage to the 6 and the 1, Sergeant Molly and Beach Ready. And hey, if you're going to be in Florida, you better well be Beach Ready, right?
Yep.
Early speed belongs to Winter Princess, the 8 horse. Look at that. A left arrow horse, Terry. We've seen a lot of those closers that have some early speed find their way close to the front and then find the winner circle. As far as late speed is concerned, Diva Ready, a 7-point advantage over the rest of the field. And really, not a lot of these horses are going to get too far away from that 7, Terry, because there's really not what I would call a true sprinter in this group. Total pace, that number does belong to the 7 as well. A couple points better than Sergeant Molly. You mentioned that you thought this was going to be a good race, Terry. It looks like the only one that doesn't fit in, and not by much, is the 10 horse, Our Rose All Day. So maybe Our Rose All Day is the single of the day.
It might be, but I like the 11 as my first pick. Don't mess with Tess. She was only beaten a length of 3/4 against tougher horses last start. Drops in class today, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Beach Ready, the 1, is my second choice. She has won 4 of her starts out of the last 6 races and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 5, my third pick. She drops in class today and has a high percentage winning. And that 10 you referred to is my long shot. Our Rosie's All Day. She drops in class today and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No bet in this race for me either, as I'm saving my money for the couple of last 2 races.
He's saving all of his bucks. Number 1, Beach Ready in the middle race of the card today. Strong effort, last out in the first after a layoff. The record says that race number 2 should be a little bit better than race number 1. Sergeant Molly, the 6 horse. Boy, Rich is going long shots today. I feel like Tom today. Could be the lone E, if you remember back here, looking over here, the E horse. 6 horse, being the lone E potentially, does have the top last race speed figure last time out, Terry, and that was 7 points clear of anybody else. That was on the Gulfstream Park all-weather track. Maybe you could take that to the turf, and another horse that in the second start after a layoff, all indications are will be better than the first. Don't mess with Tess. You pointed out, Terry, we couldn't help but notice it has a 100% chance to run over par. So it's probably going to not come anywhere close to it today. Going to drop in class. Irad's going to ride this horse. It is the most consistent in terms of race-to-race production. But again, another one of those horses that has a high floor, low ceiling, doesn't really have, doesn't show that occasional pop. You know what you're going to get, like Dennis Green says. The Winter Princess, the 8 horse, this is an all or nothing horse. That is that left arrow horse that we talked about. On the Gulfstream Park grass, 5 races, won 2 of them. Does have some pretty good workouts prepping for the first race since August. And if that one pops, if this trifecta hits, it's going to be a nice payday, Terry. 1-6-11 over the 1-6, over the 1-6-7-8-11. Hit that trifecta, and you'll probably can buy some extra presents.
That's
the
right.
late pick 4, where you said you wanted to spend your money, Terry, starts in race number 6.
It sure does, and it's a 5 furlong race on the all-weather track. The purse is $50,000, and then it's for maidens, 3-year-olds, and upward, thoroughbred, or maiden claiming price of $40,000.
Yeah, so these are in for optional claiming. If you wanted to buy one of these, it tells you right there if it would be available or not. Looks like Grimes, the post-time favorite, the morning line favorite, is available for buying if you have Terry's pocket change. You can just walk in there, roll out that roll that Terry walks around with, and buy that one, and then get some change back. 5 furlongs on the all-weather favors some early speed. 35% of the time, they go wire to wire, mostly fair post positions, kind of a small inside to outside bias. So you're looking for some speed, preferably on the inside in race number 6, Terry. And, the rail does have some speed.
Yeah, the 1 has the most speed, but the 4 and 7 also does. So it's really anyone's guess who gets there first. The 3 is an overlay from just over even money to 2 to 1. And then par numbers, the 3 and 4, only 2 horses with par numbers. Most of them have, the 1 has the most C-zone numbers. And it's really a nice C-zone number.
Which is scary because it has a shot to get on the lead. We both have deep pick 4s to get started. And the horse that we don't have is the 1 horse with speed at a distance and surface that favors a little bit to the inside. If we look at race number 6, the 1 horse is a lone E out here, Terry. Does have an opportunity to get to the front. It looks like it might be just a quick 1/2 step quicker than Grimes. And it's also on the inside. Should absolutely clear here, Terry. Maybe the problem comes at the end of the race for the 1, where it does seem to have a little bit of a difficulty sustaining to the finish line. Zozan, the 3 horse, pretty aggressive late speed, should probably sit 3rd or 4th here, notwithstanding the 2 first-time starters. And then the top total pace horse is, if I press the button the right direction, Zozan, Beta Go-Go, but really pretty close between the 4 that have experience. No idea what the first 2 starters are going to do, Terry, but you know exactly how you're going to order them.
I do. I think it's a wide open race, to tell you the truth. I like the 7 Beta Go. He ran 2nd versus Simmer on the dirt in his last race, has the highest last speed rating, is eligible to improve after the 3rd start since his layoff. Grimes, the 4, is my second choice. Finished 3rd versus Simmer on turf in his last race as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 24% of the races when beating favorite back to race again, and they have a high percentage winning jockey. Zozan, the 3 is my 3rd pick. He has high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and blinkers are added today. The 5 Battalion Bound, he's a first-time starter and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to use the 3, 4, 5, 7. I'm going to single the 1, and then I'm going to use the 1, 5, 6, 7 with the 1, 3, 4, 7.
I'm going to start with Zozan, pure maiden special weight dropper. In both of its races, the horse has been well bet, and I get a sense that you'll see the horse, after some time off, come out and run better than it has run so far. I was really thinking about singling that one, Terry, but I was kind of hoping to catch a flyer, perhaps. Beta Go-Go did run the top last race. Speed Figure, all of the race internals improved last out. Had to go wide, so might have to go wide today too. But if we get a little bit of inside trip and save a little bit of ground, good shot in the third start after a layoff. Grimes, the 4-horse, they lost the last 2 races, both of which were by a neck, finished third by a neck and second by a neck. So really close to graduating already, Terry. A couple of horses that it lost to in those 2 previous races came back to win. So you do know that those were solid races. Then finally, I'm going to take a flyer. You took the 5 as your first time starter. I'm going to go with the 2 instead because I feel like its works were better. Then the 5's clearly got 31. The odds are better. And another difference is the 2 horses, Mama, make some winners and no such notation for the 5 horse. So maybe the 2 horse at 30-1 can start off that pick 4 for me with the 2, 3, 4, 7, the 1, 2, 5, 6, over the 1, 4, 5, over the 2 and the 4. And that'll wrap up all my bets for the day, Terry, because I spent all of my money right there.
That's right.
3 races to go. That means race number 7 is where we'll go next.
Yeah, 7th race is a 7 furlong race. It's an optional claiming race for $35,000. Its purse $37,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $25,000 or less since December 21st, 2021, or a claiming price of $35,000.
And you got to be fast and win at 7 furlongs. Early speed does pretty well. 24% of the time, they go wire to wire. There is a clear outside to inside bias at 7 furlongs, Terry. So be on the outside, be fast, and you have a chance. But it looks like everybody has a shot to get on the lead, but a couple of them are a little quicker than the others.
That's right. The 1 and the 5 have the best speed, with the 1 showing the most speed. The 4 has an overlay from, 5-2 versus 5-1, and that's about the only overlay I see. And then all of them but the 1 have some kind of par numbers. And then the C zones are 1, 6, 5, and 4 have the best. Well, the only C zone numbers in there.
Well, I mean, just looking at this, you can make a case for every single horse in here. I mean, look at this 33, look at 15 to 1 morning line. It says here that the simulation odds should be about 1-2. 2-1. And then in a really strong par opportunity to go there as well. As far as our race shape is concerned, again, they kind of string out, Terry. So everybody could. Let's see how that matches up here. The 1 and the 5 got early P type. I mean, it looks to me like the race should pretty much sit exactly like it maps out. Every horse should be where it wants to be on the track, Terry. So they all have a chance to win in that respect. Looking at the late speed, American Pure, Lightning Tones, the 2 closers are going to be the ones that are closing. Our total pace set up, a very competitive race, except for maybe the 4, Lightning Tones. But everybody else within 4 points of one another. I mean, that's just anything can make up that difference, Terry. So a wide open race in race number 7. Why do you think the 1 wins that one?
Well, that 1, and I can't pronounce that name very well, so I'm not going to try.
Di Campione.
Yeah, well, he likes Tampa Bay Park and Tampa Bay Downs. I mean,
they're running a Gulfstream though.
I'm sorry, Gulfstream Park. That's why I said park. Yeah, he's finished in the money 100% of the races, winning 67% of the starts. He likes the distance, finishing 100% of the races and winning 100% of the starts. Number 5, Sir Ollie, he finished third in versus similar in his last race and has a high percentage winning trainer. The 6th, the Distractor, is my third choice, finished in the money his last 6 races, winning 4 of the starts and has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 22% of the races in the second start after claiming a horse. Number 4, Lightning Tones. He won his last race at Gulfstream Park and has a high percentage winning jockey. He's my long shot. The 1 is my bet of the day, and I'm going to bet 20 to win on the 1, and then I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 3, but I'm going to use the 156 with the 156 with the 347, and then I'm going to play a $1 daily double with the 15 with the 1567, which uses up all the rest of my money.
And the 1, just remind everybody how your pick of the day did yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday it won and paid $17.40. So if you put a $20 bill on that, you'd collect $174, which is what my estimated thing did. So
Perfect. So I'm going to start with the 6-horse here, Terry. I hope I don't upset your bet of the day. The Distractor. I mean, by far, this guy has the most back class in the field here, Terry. Going to take a decent sized drop as well. Likes Gulfstream Park, brother. 18 races, won 8 of them. 2 seconds, 2/3. So the horse is competitive. Strong C-zone score. Yeah, got a shot here. Sir Ali could be the lone E-horse, as we saw on our pace handicapping sheet. If he gets the lead, does have a decent workout, prepping for the first race since September. Sogno di Campione, Terry's bet of the day. 1-for-1 at Gulfstream Park. Going to get IRAD today in the second start after a layoff, and did run faster fractions last time out at 7 furlongs than it did in the prior start at 6 furlongs. I always like that. Finally, American Pie, the 2-horse. This horse has a ton of class here, Terry. A bullet workout at Palm Meadows says that he will show that class today. And very concerning for me, because did I put that one in my pick 4? I did. So I was a little bit worried about that one trying to beat me. I think it's a wide open race. I think really you can make a case for any of them. We mentioned that the 4-horse might be the only one that doesn't fit here. But then if you look at the simulation odds, it's the second favorite. So anything can happen in that race, folks. Maybe in your pick 4s, just hit the all button and hope for the biggest price to come home.
Yep.
2 to go. The late daily double starts in race number 8, Terry.
It sure does, and it's at 1 mile and 70 yards, so we're stretching out. It's an all-weather track. Claiming price of $50,000. Purse of $39,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 3 races or which have not won a race since June 21st, 2023.
You speak French, Terry? Bonjour. There you go, my man.
Buongiorno.
And then Mabaz STP. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I do know what running at 1 mile and 70 furlongs means if you want to win. You want to be a stalker. Not that many, 13%. So roughly 1 out of 8 go wire to wire. Post positions, they're fair. You really don't get an advantage anywhere, Terry. Stalkers do best in race number 8, Terry. And, from an early speed standpoint, every one of them has some chance to get to the front.
They all have a speed here, so you just don't know who's going to get that quarter pole first. The 4 has a small overlay of 3.5 to 1 to 4 to 1, and the 5 has a small overlay of 2 to 1 to 5 to 2. All of them have par numbers, and they're not too bad. And then the 4 has the best C-zone numbers, but all the rest have some kind of C-zones.
Looks like our friend Pete Aiello, who I think is the line maker down there, outside of the 6-horse, the foreigner horse, hot-blooded, but the only one that looks like he's a little bit off on that one. We'll find out how that the actual money flows. In the second to last race of the day, Terry, look, nobody really wants to be on the lead. Everybody else wants to be middle back. The most versatile horse in here is 12 Volt Man. It is Sesame Street horse. This one's not like any of the others. They want to pressure, they want to close, and it can take its choice. As far as the early speed is concerned, Mailman Money, and they have money for sure. That could be your pace setter in here, though, Terry, but Lucky Curlin might be in that mix, too. Again, it looks like the only one that might not be competitive out of the gates is the 2-horse, Night Jumper. Probably wants to be a little bit of competitive as a pressure-type horse. It's late speed, Lucky Curlin, the rail horse. It does have the most late speed, but it's tied with the 2 and 3, so the inside 3 horses will be coming the quickest. 5 and the 7 might find themselves struggling at the end of the race. Finally, when you look at your top total pace horses in here, Terry, all of them except the 5 are within 10 points of each other. And then if you just take out the 2 and the 5, the rest of them are within 6 points. Again, another very competitive race in race number 8.
Yeah, I agree with you. Very competitive. So I picked the 5, Noble Soul. He drops in class, has a high percentage winning trainer, switches a high percentage winning jockey. The 1, Lucky Curlin's my second choice, drops in class. He also has a high percentage winning trainer who in the last 7 days been in the money 5 out of 8 starts with 3 wins and is ridden by that aggressive jockey, Paco Lopez. Hot-blooded, the 6 is my third choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage win trainer who wins 25% of the claiming races he has an entry in. And this trainer-jockey combination in the last 14 days have been in the money 3 out of 3 starts with 2 wins and a second. My long shot is number 7, Mailman Money. Finished third versus Tougher on the dirt in his last race. Drops in class today. Has a trainer. Wins 47% of the races in the second race after claiming a horse. That's pretty nice.
And Mailman Scary Creations, listen up, everybody. Scary Creations, when he pops a pick in there, they usually do really well. Doesn't think there's a whole lot of speed in here. I don't think there's traditional speed in here, but it looks like they're all competitive out of the gate. It's going to take a shot with Mailman Money, clearing the field and holding on for the win at a morning line of 12-1. And as we mentioned, everybody looks like they have a shot in this one too. I'm going to go with the 4-horse in here as my top pick, Terry, one that you don't have, and I don't have Mailman Money, so I might be really regretful for that too. Does have the top last race speed figure, going to drop from a grade 3. That was achieved way back in April. So, you got to be skeptical when you see numbers like that. At least you have to come up with reasons to think they can match that race. So I looked, and the last time the horse had a similar layoff, came back to just pound the field. It is the lone PC horse in here, so it should really have the most versatility. Lucky Curlin, very consistent in terms of being a high-end performer. And at times, Terry makes big mid moves. So if the one horse comes out of that turn and it's flying, it could be really hard to hold off. Novo Soul, the 5-horse. This one's done its best work on the Gulfstream Park all-weather track. Got on it 4 times, Terry, and has won 3 of them. Going to make the second start after a layoff, and 2 out of its last 3 second-up races improved from the first one. And then finally, Hot-Blooded, check it and see. Should be rolling at the end of the race. Does have a maintenance work between starts. I think really more of an exacta trifecta horse than your winner, the quintessential Tom horse. I have no money left, so no bets for me.
All right.
Let's see. Betting 10 across on the 8-horse in race number 2. Love the name of the horse, If Not for Luck. Yeah, I agree with you. That's a great name for a horse there, too. All right, Terry, we have... Let's see, 2 minutes, but 2 minutes in Florida time is like 2 hours down at Gulfstream Park. So we have plenty of time to do race number 9, and then we'll rewind to race number 2, and then we'll take off.
All right. Sounds good. We got a 5 furlong on the turf. Optional claiming with $75,000 claiming price. Purse is $71,000. It's for 2-year-olds which have never won a race other than the maiden. And maiden claiming, starter, or restricted, or which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $75,000.
And those quick sprints on the grass there, Terry, favor early speed, 36% of the time, wire to wire. The rail, Okiro, plays a little bit under par there, Terry. 2 and 3 get a little bit of a bonus. 4 through 7 are fair. 8 and outs, you get penalized because that turn probably comes pretty quickly, Terry. In race number 9, Shade of World might have a tough spot out there, Terry. But it looks like 2 of them, one inside, one outside, will be really blasting out of the gates.
That's right. The 2 and the 7 are going to come right out of there, and they're going to go head and head to that quarter pole, I believe. And then that one has an overlay of about 8-5 to 6-1. And that's about the only overlay I see.
Well, that 4-horse a little overlay too.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. That it goes from 4.5 to 1 to 8 to 1. Just missed that one. So anyway, and they all have par numbers except for 5 and 8, and then all of them but the 3 and the 5 show pretty decent C-zone numbers.
Yeah, it looks like the 1-horse. Simulation odds, strong par plus, C-zone. 1-horse Orkiro, even though it has that little bit of rail penalty, could perform well today. Last race of the day, our race shape shows everybody wants to be forward, Terry, or press. So this should be a pretty fast race from beginning to end. They'll all get after it. Looks like the 6, the 7, and 2, Esperon has the most early speed. The 7 will be right there too, but they're going to have plenty to clear to the inside, so they're going to have to work hard. Late speed belongs to the 1-horse, Okiro, and then the top total pace looking like the 1-horse, Okiro. Everybody but the 6 and the 3 look like they have a good shot. Terry, they're headed towards the gate, so let's make our picks real fast.
All right, so I like in this race, number 7, Spirit's Mischief, won his last race at Keeneland and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. King Skull, the 4, is my second choice. Third in the last race at Gulfstream Park. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Has a bullet workout on December 8th. 3, King of the Track, the third pick. He had plenty of trouble in his last race at Woodbine. He has a high percentage trainer and Switch is a high percentage winning jockey. The 1 is my long shot, ran second versus similar last race at Gulfstream Park. His breeding suggests he'll like grass And the blinkers are added today, and he has a decent workout on December 15th. No bets since I'm out of money.
Spirits Mischief, the 7, trained by Wesley Ward, a 2-year-old. Sprint, grass, yeah, you got it, bet him. King Skull, this December 8th workout, 4 furlongs, 46-4, folks. That's fast. Number 2, Running Rocket, trainer Brian Lynch, putting his horse on grass for the first time, wins at about 25% with that angle. Has a couple of turf workouts, getting prepped for today. I think that one's going to show up, Terry. And then finally, the Okiro, the one also going to try the first time on grass. This one has the ability to close or lead, and the all-weather record says he should like grass. No bets for me either, Mr. Terry, as they line up for race number 2. So let's go back to race number 2 for our thoughts there, Terry, in terms of all of our data. Right now, the 4-horse, your solo, Terry, is the 1-1 post-time favorite. Looks like the next closest horse is the 7-horse, Loyal Louis, at 9-2. And they're all pretty much in the gates now. And let's see what happens. I know you want that 4-horse to win to start off your pick 4.
Yep.
Labaz STP. I don't know what that means, but it must have some meaning at all, the STP. But from a pick 4 perspective, most people probably don't want the 4 to win. Now he's down to 4-5, taking a little bit of late money. And then, the 6-horse decided it wants to run its own race, Terry.
Oh, really?
Yes, it just broke out of the gate and said, "See you later, alligators." So that's going to mess up my pick 4 a little bit, right?
Oh, boy.
Because I have the 6 in there. I'm going to take it out and put the 2 in there in its place, Terry.
All right.
Because I have never seen a horse break the gate and go on to win. Have you?
No, not really.
Yeah, I think they'll probably scratch that horse, would be my guess. Could be wrong, but so I'm going to take that 6 out. I'm going to go 2, 4, and 7 now instead. So they bring that guy back. I think he ran all the way around the track. He ran all the way around the track. They're going to bring him back in on the backside. So he's so good he can run twice. You watch those odds just go. You know what's going to happen now. I'm taking them out. You can just pretty much call your mortgage broker right now since I took them out.
That's right.
They got all your equity. Put it on the 6-horse because I took them out. That absolutely FDIC insured it's going to win. Of course, I joke. I mean, they're going to put him back in. I would be so furious. I mean, if I'm a bettor, I'm running as fast as I can to the window right now.
Yeah, to cancel the bet. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I could race against Insane Bolt right now, and he wouldn't beat me on the way to the window.
Yeah.
All right. Imagine like if in the old OTB days, Terry, where like all the people with like $4 left in their pocket and there's like 30 seconds to post and they all race to the window to make that last second bet that's going to change their lives. And they get really mad at you because you're not making your bet in an eighth of a second.
Yeah.
You remember those days?
I do. But the ones that irritate me in those days was the ones that went up there with the form and stand at the window and look at the form and be trying to handicap and telling the guy, I want this one. Okay. That one. And, I'm getting really ticked off because the minutes are clicking off and there's 5 minutes to go by. So that doesn't happen to me anymore because usually I just go up early or I do it online. So,
yeah. Well, doing it online nowadays is the key in there, Terry. All right. So the 4-horse has the lead right now, my friend, at 1-1. The 7-horse is inching up on him to its outside. Looks like that 8-horse, the If Not For Luck horse that our friend Scary Creations liked, is also going to get involved in the mix. That 6-horse is just running backwards. 4-horse continues to hold on, but it looks like the If Not For Luck horse is going to make things difficult for everybody in there, Terry. And the If Not For Luck horse is going to be your winner, it looks like. The 4 is trying to battle back. It ain't going to get there, Terry. 8, 4, 1, and then the 7. 8, 4, 1. So both of our pick 4s get blown up. If Not For Luck, just betting by name, was off at 8-1 and is your winner for trainer Carlos Perez and jockey Jesus Rios, upsetting the pick 4 for the both of us today, Terry, and unfortunately hitting your double as well.
Yeah. Well, Scary Creation did well. He did $10 across the board on that horse, and that horse went off at 8-1. So it's pretty
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah, indeed. And I mean, it's right in the mix there, too, outside of the one horse. Oh, hold on. Race number 2. Let's go back to race number 2. He was at the bottom of the pack there, Terry. So really good call on that one, Scary Creations. I would have 100 races for me. I would have not picked them one time.
No, I wouldn't either.
So maybe Scary should do the show, Terry. You and I watch.
Yeah, he may do really well. So we have some good people that come on the show, guests that made some pretty good picks. I'll tell you.
Yeah, they do, man. They make some great picks on there. That's why it's a community, and that's why we encourage everybody to put their thoughts into the comment section. It helps us with the algorithms for one, but also helps people find more winners, right? That's the objective here. Our total picks for the day look like this for Gulfstream Park, Terry. You're gone until Tuesday, so I won't see you again until after the holidays. So Merry Christmas to you and your family, Terry, of course.
Same to yours.
I'm not sure. I haven't heard from Tom yet, so he might be, breaking for the holidays early. I think we're going to do shot 10 tomorrow. Follow us on our social sites. Horse Race, the number 2 day. Horse Race, the number 2 day. X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever else. Of course, while you're here, hit that subscribe button and the bell. Tell your friends about us. Help us get to 10,000 viewers in 2024. We greatly would appreciate that. It would unlock some additional tools for us. We're going to do our part by doing more with data, creating more content. So please help us get to that goal. Any final thoughts, Terry, before you get out of here and start celebrating the holidays with your family?
No, just wish everybody a Merry Christmas and be safe. Have a great time. If you're betting the horses, win on that. If anything else you're doing in life, I hope it's good for you and successful. So.
Indeed. Well, we hope no matter what it is you're doing for the rest of this terrific, Terry, Thursday, where unfortunately the 8 horse just blew up both of our pick fours. But nonetheless, there's 7 races to go, Terry.
Yeah.
Plenty of opportunities for you to have God's grace, God's blessing, and most hopefully get all of your horses, all of your presents, and everything right into the
winner's circle.
Yes. Thanks for joining us. If we don't see you again, please have a happy and Merry Christmas with you and your family.